Guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare involves small, mobile groups using unconventional tactics like ambushes, sabotage, and hit-and-run attacks against larger, less mobile traditional military forces. It leverages local knowledge and surprise to offset technological or numerical disadvantages, emphasizing adaptability and resilience. This strategy has been employed effectively in various conflicts, including the American Revolution and the Vietnam War, often forcing larger powers into prolonged, costly engagements. Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg, or lightning war, is a strategy of rapid, concentrated attacks combining infantry, tanks, and aircraft to quickly overwhelm enemy defenses and disrupt their ability to respond. Developed by Nazi Germany, it was famously used during World War II to achieve swift victories, minimizing prolonged combat. The focus is on speed, surprise, and coordinated movements to break enemy lines and encircle forces, leading to rapid collapses of opposition. Trench warfare. Trench warfare involves digging extensive trench networks to protect soldiers from enemy fire, leading to prolonged stalemates. This strategy was predominant in World War I, characterized by high casualties, limited territorial gains, and horrific living conditions. Trench systems included front-line, support, and reserve trenches, with no man's land in between. Artillery barrages and infantry assaults often led to incremental advances at great cost. Deep battle. Deep battle is a Soviet military doctrine focusing on simultaneous attacks at all depths of an enemy's formation, aiming to disrupt their entire defensive system. Introduced in the 1930s and employed during World War II, it integrates artillery, armor, and infantry to penetrate front lines and target command centers, supply lines, and reserves, preventing the enemy from organizing a coherent defense and enabling swift, decisive victories. Maneuver warfare. Maneuver warfare prioritizes speed, flexibility, and surprise to outmaneuver and disrupt the enemy's decision-making process, rather than directly engaging in attritional combat. The goal is to exploit vulnerabilities, creating psychological and operational chaos. This strategy, adopted by the U.S. Marine Corps, emphasizes decentralized command, rapid decision-making, and the ability to quickly adapt to changing battlefield conditions. Attrition warfare. Attrition warfare seeks to wear down an enemy through continuous losses in personnel and material, eventually forcing their collapse. This strategy focuses on inflicting maximum damage over time rather than swift victories. Notable examples include the Battle of Verdun in World War I, where both sides sustained heavy casualties in a prolonged, grueling confrontation, aiming to exhaust each other's resources and will to fight. Asymmetric warfare. Asymmetric warfare occurs between opponents of unequal strength, with the weaker side using unconventional tactics to exploit the stronger side's vulnerabilities. These tactics include guerrilla warfare, terrorism, and cyber attacks, aiming to neutralize technological or numerical advantages. Modern insurgencies in Iraq and Afghanistan illustrate this strategy, where smaller forces challenge larger, conventional militaries through persistent, unpredictable attacks. Shock and awe. Shock and awe, or rapid dominance, involves overwhelming an adversary with spectacular displays of power and precision strikes to paralyze their will to resist. This strategy aims to achieve swift, decisive victories by creating a sense of hopelessness and confusion. The 2003 Iraq War showcased this approach, using intense aerial bombardment and rapid ground assaults to quickly incapacitate Iraqi forces and infrastructure. Network-centric warfare. Network-centric warfare leverages advanced information technology to link all components of a military into a cohesive, networked system. This integration enhances situational awareness, speed of decision-making, and coordination among forces. Modern U.S. military operations utilize this strategy, enabling real-time data sharing and communication across various units, leading to more efficient and effective combat operations. Combined arms. Combined arms warfare involves the integrated use of different military branches: infantry, artillery, armor, and air support in coordinated operations. This strategy maximizes the strengths of each branch, creating a synergistic effect that enhances overall combat effectiveness. World War II operations exemplified this approach, with coordinated assaults involving tanks, aircraft, and ground troops achieving significant battlefield successes. Strategic bombing. Strategic bombing targets an enemy's economic and industrial capabilities, aiming to cripple their war effort by destroying infrastructure, factories, and supply lines. This strategy, used extensively during World War II, focuses on long-term attrition rather than immediate battlefield victories. The Allied bombing campaigns aim to weaken the Axis powers' capacity to sustain their military operations. Amphibious warfare. Amphibious warfare involves using naval ships to project ground and air power onto hostile shores, enabling the capture of strategic coastal areas. This complex operation requires precise coordination between naval, air, and land forces. The D-Day Normandy invasion during World War II is a prime example, where Allied forces successfully launched a massive amphibious assault to establish a foothold in German-occupied Europe. Air-land battle. Air-land battle is a doctrine integrating air and land forces to disrupt and destroy enemy capabilities before they can effectively engage. Developed by NATO during the Cold War, it emphasizes deep strikes, rapid mobility, and synchronized operations to prevent the enemy from forming a cohesive defense. This approach aims to achieve dominance through superior coordination and technology. Siege warfare. Siege warfare involves surrounding and isolating a fortified position to compel surrender through attrition or assault. It often includes cutting off supply lines and using artillery to breach defenses. The Siege of Leningrad in World War II is a notable example where prolonged encirclement by German forces led to severe hardship and significant casualties among the city's defenders and residents. Cyber warfare. Cyber warfare uses digital attacks to disrupt, disable, or damage an opponent's information systems and infrastructure. It includes hacking, espionage, and sabotage, targeting government, military, and civilian networks. The 2007 cyber attacks on Estonia exemplify this strategy, where coordinated digital assaults crippled essential services and communications, demonstrating the potential impact of cyber operations on national security. Sun Tzu's strategies. Sun Tzu's strategies, from the art of war, emphasize deception, flexibility, and psychological tactics to outmaneuver opponents. Key principles include knowing the enemy and oneself, exploiting weaknesses, and using indirect approaches to achieve victory with minimal conflict. These timeless concepts have influenced military leaders and strategies across various cultures and eras. Strategic defense. Strategic defense focuses on building extensive defensive systems to protect against enemy attacks, often involving fortifications, anti-aircraft systems, and missile defenses. Examples include the Maginot Line in France, designed to deter German invasion, and the Strategic Defense Initiative (SDI), or Star Wars program, intended to protect the US from nuclear missile attacks through advanced space-based technology. Unrestricted warfare. Unrestricted warfare blurs the lines between combatants and non-combatants, incorporating economic, cyber, and psychological tactics alongside traditional military operations. It aims to exhaust and destabilize the opponent through diverse, unanticipated threats. Modern terrorism exemplifies this strategy, employing unconventional methods to target civilian and military infrastructure, creating widespread fear and disruption.